extra nice to your partner. So this is a free app called Lose It, and I posed it to my Twitter followers to recommend their favorite medical apps, and this one came up over and over again. And all it does is it's for losing weight, and all it does is you record everything you eat. You can add food, and it has a database of every single thing in the grocery. Let's say I have a Stouffer's meal, and there's the line of Stouffer's foods I just find out when I ate, and it knows everything about that, the calories, the carbs, the fat, and then, whether I go to a restaurant, let's say it's my birthday, or do something special. There we go. And then you record your exercise for each day, and, this is for me, a typical for 10 minutes. And then it combines all that. It tracks your weight, shows your goals, keeps you on target. I mean, all it is basically a glorified list app. But if you think about it, why it works is that, first of all, it's fun. You feel a sense of achievement every time you input something. And second of all, it keeps you constantly thinking about your program. It kind of keeps you constantly all day. You're like, oh, look, I ate this, and this, keep you constantly thinking about your weight loss program. And the app doesn't really do anything, but it does keep you tuned into your program, and it works. This one I love. Those of you who are over 40 can add this to your iPhone. And
what? I can't read that.
Some fine print.
Let's get my eyeglasses here.
I know.
There we go. Yeah.
Don't really talk like that.
Oh, that's much better. Oh yeah.
And then you can zoom up to 4x and 6x and 8x if you're really freaking blind. And then there's a whole set for the doctors themselves. These are kind of interesting and kind of creepy. This is Osiris. It's a $20 app that lets you tap into the hospital's image database from wherever you are and pull up the patient's MRI or X-ray or whatever, slide up and down the screen to adjust the brightness and contrast, like side to side. So up and down is contrast, side to side is brightness. You can zoom in, you can move around on the scan. Then you can grab these lines or rulers and measure the tumor or the object just by dragging it with 2 fingers. You get these incredibly precise things when you're not even there. Images can be loaded remotely for teleradiology. Completely amazing. This one, Anatomy Lab, it's a little gross, but you're all in the field, you don't care. It's basically a cadaver on your phone. Med students love this. Here's this handsome young man. I understand he's in the next Calvin Klein underwear commercial. Rotate the cadaver, and then you scrape with 2 fingers to start whittling away layers. We've all felt like that. And just absolutely gorgeous imagery. You can go all the way down to the skeleton. You just keep whittling away. And then there's, as part of it, there's this database of individual features. Think if you're a med student, you have this. You tap the name of a body part, and it not only finds it for you, but you can read all about it at the same time. A lot of doctors recommended this. It's called ePharma, and it's this massive, massive database of drugs. So, for one thing, there's drug interactions. So let's say I'm worried about two drugs interacting in a bad way. Let's say I'm taking acetaminophen and, I don't know, the blood thinner called warfarin. Very commonly prescribed, very dangerous in certain circumstances. And lo and behold, there's a drug interaction. Oh yes, it's going to kill you. So also, if you find a pill in a drawer, you can tap its shape and its color, and it will tell you what that pill is. Let's see, blue diamond. Oh, it's Viagra, of course. How embarrassing. It tells you everything about the dosage, and then there's these advanced versions for doctors that have every medical reference in the world right on the phone, all part of the same app. There's body mass calculator, all these medical calculators, incredible tool to have right in the phone. These are just a few more that are showing you how that how medicine, consumer electronics, and this app phone idea of ubiquitous internet connection is changing everything. Airstrip OB is for obstetricians. It lets the obstetrician actually monitor the baby's heartbeat from across town or elsewhere in the hospital. So on your phone, you're actually seeing the real-time EKG and stuff on your phone. As the world moves into electronic medical records, a pet topic of mine, the middle one here just shows you an example of how the doctor can pull up any patient's chart from anywhere. On the right is something that Apple featured. It's a glucose monitor that communicates wirelessly with the phone and shows you all the readouts right there on the phone. Now remember, all these ingredients that are part of an app phone. And by the way, the reason I call them app phones instead of smartphones, I think of smartphones as like a BlackBerry, like email on my phone. This is just a whole different realm. The thing is, if you think about what you can accomplish by combining an internet connection with a phone that knows where it is and how you're holding it. I mean, it knows whether you're holding it this way or this way. It knows when you're turning. So you can create some really amazing things. So the next big category is augmented reality. These are apps that overlay visual information from the internet with the video. So this is for the London Tube system. You look down at the ground, it shows you which subway lines are under your feet. Then you bring it up like this, and it shows you which way to walk to get to the station for each subway line. And there's one for New York too. This one's called Twitteround. You point it at a building, and it shows you who is using Twitter in that building right now. And you tap one, and it shows you exactly what the person's saying. This one uses facial recognition to figure out who you're looking at and identifies for you his social media addresses. So can you imagine you go to a party? Hi there, Steven! So absolutely amazing potential in these things. They're just starting now. I'm colorblind. I always have been colorblind. So my high school years were filled with laughter and ridicule as I would show up wearing mismatched clothing to school. All I ever wanted was this app. You point it at a piece of clothes and it tells you by name what color it is. Yellow, red, spring green. Don't wear that. So the potential is infinite. I made this one up, but you get the idea. My son got in the after that one. So basically, consumers are taking over control of their own health information, as we know. It's out of control. It's happening right under our feet. It's made possible by the fact that we're now online all the time, ubiquitous wireless, and the fact that this thing has power and sensors and software on the phone that doesn't even exist on computers makes all of it possible. And one more thing I just want to throw out here. There are a million ways I could talk about electronics and healthcare, but one that really impressed me recently. One huge change in the next generation, the upcoming generation, is that they expect everything to be on demand. It has to be right now. And if you're not playing that game, you're going to be left behind. So it's all started with the iTunes music store, right? Where you could download any song you want directly to the phone. And then came on-demand TV. If you're not into Hulu, you're missing out. Hulu is the last 4 episodes of every TV show on almost every network for free anytime you want it. So you never have to worry about missing a show. On-demand radio, aka podcasts. On-demand movies, increasingly popular. On-demand books and newspapers through the Kindle. So what about on-demand healthcare? The last 3 doctor visits I had truly did not need to involve my getting in the car and driving a bunch of miles to sit in the waiting room and see this guy. There were informational questions or prescriptional questions that could have just been easily done with a video chat. So I recently have been checking out this company called American Well, and maybe this is old news to you, but it blew my mind. Basically, these guys sell the following service to insurers, like Blue Cross Blue Shield. Basically, the patients, the members of this health plan, when they need to see a doctor, they and open this website, and what's your problem? You know, is it obstetrics or pediatrics or whatever? You click the category, and meanwhile, there's all these doctors who have 10 minutes between patients, or they're at home waiting for the microwave to finish cooking their dinner, whatever. And so the doctor can monetize that dead time and help somebody out by going to his end of the website and saying, okay, I'm available. And then so-and-so would like to communicate with you. The video chat begins, and the doctor now spends 10 minutes with the patient over video chat. The patient's record appears on the doctor's screen automatically, complete with all the relevant history information and existing prescriptions and so on. And everybody wins. So it's environmentally friendly, it's time efficient, saves all three parties a lot of money and a lot of effort. And they're talking about having kiosks in Walmart now where you can stop in and see a doctor. I mean, and I know there's a lot of telepresence and issues, but I was particularly impressed with this one. So anyway, so there's a quick look at what's going on in